Hey everybody, this video brings us out to Merritt Island, Florida. Don't think I've ever been to Merritt Island, Florida. Cocoa Beach is right over there. The Kennedy Space Center is right down there. We're here on the Space Coast right now. And the reason why we're out here today is because I wanted to drive all the way out here to check out a Goodwill store. I've never been here. I figured why not? I was going to go to a different Goodwill store today that was about an hour or so drive away from my house that I've been to before. This one was a little bit over an hour away from my house. So I figured why not drive just the extra, 10 or so minutes and come out to a Goodwill store that I've never actually been to before and be right by the beach as well, which is also an extra added bonus. So we're going to go into the Merritt Island Goodwill, see what we can find, and hopefully we'll find some good deals. Hopefully this is a good Goodwill. Again, I've never been here. I don't know what to expect. We're going to find out together. So, all right, let's go in. Let's see what they have. And I'm going to say let's definitely 100% find some amazing deals on media today. We're going to find some media. Although, with that being said, I have to find the media section first. I'm not entirely sure. I found it. Okay. So here's a toy section with, look at all the Simpsons stuff. And the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. All right. I'm going to... God? All right. I'm going to take all of that as a sign of some power of positivity. There's got to be something over here in the very, very small selection of movies. But I am seeing things already like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which I need for the van. So definitely want to pick that up. I'm thinking so. All right, I'm already finding something. This is pretty awesome. They have a copy of Shelley Duvall's Tall Tales and Legends, Johnny Appleseed. Look at that with Martin Short right there. That is pretty awesome. Brand new factory sealed. I'm gonna be picking this up as well. That is cool. Looks like all the DVDs are $1, Blu-rays are $2. So not bad. I'm gonna grab this for $2. And again, I'm grabbing the Willy Wonka for $3. Definitely picking those up. So okay, we're already finding some good things. They've also got King's Speech on Blu-ray and Maleficent. Maleficent's tempting for the van, but I think I'm just gonna pass on that for now. An Elf Story, Knocked Up, Stealth, gonna pass on those as well. But they do have seasons of Person of Interest. I have never seen this show before. All right, so again, I've never actually seen the show Persons of Interest before. I've heard of it, but I've never seen the series. But I did look it up, and it looks interesting. So I think I'm assuming only $3 a piece. I don't see any other price tags on here. So for $3 a piece for seasons 1 and 4, I don't see the other seasons. Kind of wish they had 2 and 3 to go along with it, but I don't see it. But all right, whatever. I'm gonna grab these random 2 seasons of the show for only $3 a piece. Yeah, why not pick these up? So all right, I'm gonna grab those as well. I know I should be sticking to my guns, but I am finding the 4K release of Kingsman: The Golden Circle. I love the first 2 Kingsman movies. Was it the prequel, like the third movie? Wasn't the third movie like a prequel movie or something? That was terrible. That was a horrible movie. But this movie and the other movie, they were very, very good. And I do want to get those for the van. But I do believe the first 2 movies were actually put out in a double feature set, which is kind of what I probably should have. However, this is the 4K release. But I got to be honest, I don't care about 4K anymore. I've just kind of given up on 4K. It's not that I don't buy things on 4K. Like, don't get me wrong. If I only had this on Blu-ray in my main collection and I just found it on 4K for $3, sure, I would upgrade as long as it also comes with a Blu-ray. I don't buy titles that are 4K only buy titles that are 4K and that also come with a Blu-ray. But yeah, I would upgrade. Sure, why not? But when it comes to like paying like high prices for 4K, when I go, if I pick something up new at a Walmart or something like that, I'm probably just gonna end up buying the Blu-ray. I'm no longer gonna be buying the 4Ks unless for some reason they're dirt cheap or something, which they never are. So I don't know, do I want this? Do I need this? Do I just hold out until I find the double feature set for the van? I don't know. I kind of feel like for $3 I should grab that, right? Maybe. Okay, all right. This is where I really do have to stick to my guns. They've also got the Dark Knight, which of course is something I want for for the van, but I want the whole Dark Knight trilogy for the van. And I know they've released all 3 movies together in like multiple different sets. In fact, in my main collection, I have a Dark Knight trilogy set. So this one I am going to pass on. If it was like $1 or something like that at a flea market or a yard sale, sure, I would grab it. But for $3 for something I want in like a multi-feature trilogy set, I'm gonna pass on that. And I think I'm also gonna pass on Fight Club. I love the movie, but do I really? It's not a movie I watch a lot. So do I really want to have the movie? But it's a great movie. It's a fantastic movie. But do I really want it for the van? I don't know. Gonna have it in my main collection, of course. Great film. But do I need a second copy? For right now, I'm gonna say no. All right, so I'm thinking that's going to do it for the media section. Not really finding anything else over here I want. They do have a whole bunch of awesome video games, but nothing necessarily I need to pick up there. They have some Hunger Games. They have Winchester. That's kind of cool, but I don't need that. War for the Planet of the Apes. Now, I do want all of the newer Planet of the Apes movies also for the van eventually, but I'm assuming there's probably like a collection of those as well, including the new one, which I haven't seen yet. I don't know. I think for right now, I'm just gonna hold off on that. I eventually want it, but maybe in a set. So I'm gonna say no to that. This is really cool. They have the Bad News Bears go to Japan by itself. That's something you don't see very often. Always see that in the box set, never just by itself. That's kind of cool. And they also have Seasons of Red Dwarf, which is really neat, but I already have all those. Do not need them. Gonna end up passing on those. And I'm thinking that's gonna do it for the media. I did not see any CDs I want. Haven't looked through the records yet. Gonna end up doing that as well, but I think that's going to do it. Some good stuff here on DVD that I'd rather have on Blu-ray for the van, but some other good titles here. So okay, it's a small selection of media, but a mighty but small selection of media. I am gonna grab all of this stuff right here. I am going to pick up. So I'm happy. I walked over here. I was a little scared, but that's why you keep the power of positivity alive, because when you do, you find stuff like that. Okay, so there are no records I want to pick up. So again, that is going to do it for the media section, but now I'm going to check out the toy section, because again, I am kind of impressed by the fact that they had all the Simpsons plush. That's pretty awesome. They've got a bunch of die-cast cars. There's some Bluey up there. I don't care what you say. I am 42 years old. And I love Bluey, one of the best TV shows ever, period. Done. The end. We've got some bobbleheads. So, all right. They've got some, ooh, what is this? A Super Mario watch and compass? What are they asking on that? Ooh, I don't know, $9 for something my son would love, but probably never actually, he would never wear this. I know he wouldn't. He's got an iPhone. He doesn't need a watch. In fact, I think I already bought him a Mario watch like a year or two ago, and he wore it once. So yeah, that's cool. But I'm going to pass on that. What's with all the? Is this from like Universal? There's a ton of like carnival game Simpsons stuff, which is really cool. I'm thinking, I don't know why Universal, but why did it end up here? This actually is really awesome. There's a Krusty Burger plush right here, which is really tempting for only $3.99, $4 for the Krusty plush. There is, I believe, this is one of Santa's elves from The Simpsons, if I'm not mistaken. There's a Homer Simpson donut, which is really cool. There's a Maggie plush up here. Again, they got the Krusty. They've got a giant Bart head, another like Simpsons pillow with the whole entire family on it right there. Like I said, I'm thinking this probably all came from Universal Studios. It looks like all this stuff they have in the Simpsons land that you can win with through the carnival games, which is really neat. But Universal's like over an hour away. So why all this stuff is here, I have no idea. Here's a Wolfman. That is awesome. A lot of cool plush here, but I'm trying to be really good right now and not buy things like Santa's Little Helper, because do I need Simpson plush? No, I don't. Do I want Simpsons plush? Yes, wait. Do I want Simpsons plush? Oh yeah! All right, passing on all the toys, but I am finding something that I don't know if I should be excited about or really impressed with or just horribly depressed by. I am finding a ton of Precious Moments figures. This is really awesome, and again, very, very impressive. This was definitely somebody's collection, but the reason why I say maybe I should be getting depressed is because I just have a feeling like somebody wouldn't just get rid of this stuff. Somebody wouldn't just go, okay, I've been collecting these for years and years and years and spending hundreds and thousands and just tons of money on these things, and then just go, yeah, you know what, I don't want them anymore. I feel like maybe this came from somebody's, you know, mother's house or grandmother's house who was really big into collecting these and then unfortunately maybe passed away. Anytime I see big collections of things like this, that's kind of where my mind goes, because that's usually the way things end up, which is sad because there are so many of these. This was somebody's like lifelong hobby and collection. Someday my movie collection will probably end up in a Goodwill as well, unfortunately, but these are cool. That's impressive. I'm gonna pass on these. I don't need any of those, but that is actually really cool to see. I'm thinking maybe the same thing happened with all the lighthouses here. These are really cool. My grandfather had a ton of lighthouses, and I'm going to assume those probably also made their way into a Goodwill when he passed away. I'm not sure what happened to his little lighthouse collection. These are cool though. I kind of want to pick some of these up. They're only asking like $4 a piece. That's not bad at all. I don't know, maybe I'll pick one of those up. And they've also got a ton of bells, which again probably also came from somebody's personal collection. I bet these were all from somebody's collection at one point. I'm probably gonna end up passing on all of those except for this one right here. Danielle now collects bells. She has begun to collect bells. She has a couple of them, not many. This is the one that she said she wanted. Send her a picture and she goes, oh, give me the one with the bird. So I'm gonna grab her this one for $6. Gonna pick this up for Danielle. But that is pretty cool to see that many bells, that many lighthouses, and that much precious moments. That is really cool. But again, also a little depressing. All right, so I actually did decide I am going to pass on the lighthouses. I guess I don't need to pick any of these up because if I do start buying lighthouses, then it's going to become a thing, and then I'm going to want to buy more. And I know I could just get one from lighthouses I've been to, but if that's the case, I've never been to any of these lighthouses. I mean, I've been to the St. Augustine Lighthouse, but I haven't actually climbed it yet, so I would say that doesn't really count. These are really, really cool, though. Those are amazing. They do have a Liberty Bell here as well, but Danielle only collects the glass bells. So, all right, I'm pretty happy though. I found some movies. I found a bell for Danielle. No toys, unfortunately. Nothing else I really want, but I am finding some things here. I'm very happy I popped out to this Goodwill. Definitely finding some cool items. This Goodwill store is actually not all that big, and I've already been up and down every single aisle, so I think I might actually already be done with this store. I went through all the Christmas stuff, nothing over here I wanted. However, I'm going to give it just another once over just in case maybe there's something I looked over. It's a possibility. I may have missed some stuff. I'll go up and down like the 4 aisles. Again, it won't exactly take me very long to do that, so we'll see. But I think I'm pretty much done here. I'm happy. Again, I found some cool Blu-rays. I found some cool DVDs. I got a bell for Danielle. I'm quite satisfied with my finds. This was again a very small Goodwill, but like I said, a mighty Goodwill with some pretty good pickups. Wait a minute, hold on. We're actually not quite done yet because I do have a whole bunch of mini ears behind the counter, and maybe possibly Danielle doesn't have some of those. I don't know. I just sent her a photo of all the ears. We'll see if she actually needs some. So I'm gonna have to kill some time. I actually have this same exact Mickey hat out in the van right now. So all right, gonna kill a little bit more time walking around waiting to hear back from her. Maybe she needs some of those ears, maybe she doesn't. This pirate's hat here is really awesome. This I actually was gonna buy, but it doesn't fit my big gigantic fat head, so I'm gonna end up having to pass on the really awesome like vintage pirate's hat. If I could buy a bedazzled jean jacket. All right, like I said, gonna kill a little bit more time until I hear back from Danielle about the ears, and then I think we're done. All right, heard back from Danielle, and she actually doesn't have these pair of Loungefly mini ears. These are really cool. They're asking $25 for these, which is a little pricey for Goodwill, but pretty good for I guess vintage-esque out of print mini ears. So that's pretty awesome. So all right, for $25, I'm gonna pick these up for her. They actually are really nice, really cool ears. Loungefly ears are usually pretty cool. They're pretty expensive, but they're pretty cool. So all right, I'm thinking with the ears though, we're done. All All right, so that's gonna do it for the Goodwill here in Merritt. It sounds weird to say in Merritt Island, Florida. Sounds like I should be saying on Merritt Island, Florida, but on Merritt Island, Florida, whatever. That's gonna do it for the Goodwill. Definitely some cool finds there. I like this Goodwill. I will be popping if I'm out in this area again. I will be popping back in here. This was pretty awesome. We got a whole bunch of movies, DVDs, Blu-rays, things for Danielle, a bell for Danielle, ears for Danielle. All in all, a pretty awesome trip to the Goodwill store, and all those like Universal plush that are here for whatever reason. I don't know. There's Goodwills that are much closer to Universal Studios than this one. That's a good like hour or so away. But all right, so we are done here. But I did drive past another thrift store when driving to this one. It's a smaller store. But I say, let's go pop in quickly. Let's not end this video yet. Let's go pop in quickly to the other thrift store, see what we can find there, and maybe we'll find some more ears and bells and movies. All right, one last quick stop. I couldn't drive past the, I had to come back this way. So I figured, I can't drive past the thrift store and not pop in. This is Molly Mutt One Thrift Store, or as it says here, the Humane Society thrift shop. I don't know. I've never been inside here before. I do not know what to expect. I see books. I'm hoping they have movies to go along with those books. Ooh, I see VHS, and I think maybe DVDs. Okay, yeah, they definitely do have a few, just a few DVDs here. This whole entire table is full of $1.50 DVDs. So, all right, I'm happy I popped in here. Also a whole bunch of VHS as well. So, I mean, I don't know if there's actually anything I need, but I'm digging this store. All right, well, unfortunately, not a single DVD over there. I need it. I know, huge shock. I need none of that stuff. It's all stuff I already have. But behind the case here, I am finding some interesting things, like some pretty cool Blu-rays, like My Bloody Valentine 3D. Unfortunately, analog 3D, not the actual 3D Blu-ray. Otherwise, I would have bought that. However, they do have Day of the Dead 3D. That is really cool. That I think I'm going to pick up for $5. They also have The Darkest Hour 3D, which I don't need. There's Edge of 17 I don't need. 9 Lives, which I don't need. So going to end up passing on all of that. But for $5, I am going to pick this up. And they have a whole bunch of postcards here as well for only 10 cents a piece. A bunch of Florida postcards. So I'm going to grab all of those. So, all right, not a huge haul. Again, all those DVDs over there is all stuff I either already had or just stuff I didn't want. But for a total of, I don't know, maybe $6, $7, $8, I'm buying all this. All right, guys, so there we go. Not bad. Glad I popped into this store. Pretty awesome to find that 3D Blu-ray for $5. Not bad. And then a whole bunch of postcards, which I needed to pick up for my other channel, my daily vlog channel, Retro Rest Stop, where if you're a patron, you get a postcard every single month sent to you. So, all right, that's gonna do it. I'm, again, happy I ran out here to Merritt Island. Pretty awesome thrift stores. Again, the Goodwill was good. It was a good Goodwill. And then the Humane Society thrift store here as well proved to also be pretty good. So, all right, guys, with that, we are done. And that barbecue, that BBQ, smelling really good right now. All right, maybe I'll go get myself some. Ooh, they got BBQ. They got chicken. I could go for some barbecue chicken right now. Maybe. All right, that's good. It smells so good. All right, guys, that is going to do it. So, as always, thank you all so much for checking out this video. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Check down below for links to Patreon. Check down below for links to Spreadshirt. Check down below for a link to my other channel, Retro Rest Stop, for daily adventure videos. Also, hit the join button to become a member of this channel to gain early access to all of my videos. I'm gonna go eat some BBQ. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.